The club mid-season breaks, as I said, will be spread over rounds 11, 12 and 13. 6 matches being played on each of those rounds and each club getting a bye at some point over those 3 weeks. Football goes back to Kazali Stadium in round 16 in Cairns when Richmond again hosts the Gold Coast, and that will be the first time the game has been played up there under lights. TIO Stadium in Darwin will host games in rounds 8 and 17, with the Western Bulldogs playing the Gold Coast Suns and Melbourne playing Port Adelaide. The Indigenous round will be in round 8. The Dreamtime at the G game, Richmond-Essendon, will continue, and the grand final rematch will also be that weekend, Collingwood and the Geelong Cats. The GWS Giants will host 6 games at Scotia Stadium in Western Sydney. They'll be rounds 9, 12, 16, 18, 19 and 23, and it'll include a Saturday twilight match against Collingwood. They'll also host 3 matches at Manuka Oval in Canberra, a significant partnership between the GWS Giants and the Canberra government, and those matches will be in rounds 5, 7 and 21 against the Gold Coast, the Western Bulldogs and the Melbourne Football Club. There'll be 4 Aurora Stadium matches for Hawthorn again next year. They'll be against the Sydney Swans, Fremantle, North Melbourne and Port Adelaide. And we will continue with our intrastate rivalries in Queensland, WA, South Australia and now New South Wales. The local derbies will continue with the Q Clash, the Showdown and the Derby, and obviously, as I mentioned before, the Swans and the Giants will be playing each other twice next year in the start of what we hope will be an ongoing and major rivalry. 3 ANZ Stadium matches again. Both of the Swans, GWS and the GWS Swans derbies will be at ANZ, and in addition the Swans will play Collingwood, matches been played for many years now. Theme rounds will be in round 1, the opening round, round 5, the Anzac Day round. There'll be an Indigenous round, as I mentioned, in round 8. There will be a multicultural round in round 14, and there'll be women's round in round 17. Another point, I guess, of note is that we've made a decision again that there'll be a floating round in round 23. The matches and the venues are known, but the exact days and times are not, and that will be dependent on how the final 8 is shaping up and be fixtured probably 6 weeks out to give maximum flexibility and opportunity for our teams in the final series. Again, you know, we know that we can't have complete equity in the fixture, but we work very hard to ensure on-field balance for teams and equity around travel and around 6-day breaks. This year, with the introduction of the GW Giants in concert with Gold Coast Suns last year, it means that Victorian teams will travel slightly more, and this year every team will travel a minimum of 5 times. Collingwood and Geelong, the 2 premiers, meet twice in 2012. The first of those will be in round 8 on the Friday night of that I think is the Indigenous round. I guess finally that you'll see that we think it's a strong fixture. We have drawn again a number of big drawing Victorian teams against each other, and we celebrate the Carlton Collingwood, Carlton Essendon, Carlton Richmond, Collingwood Essendon, Collingwood Geelong, Collingwood Hawthorn, Essendon Richmond and Geelong Hawthorn all playing each other twice, which should lead to some large blockbuster games.